I think the point for me in this game is if we didn't see improvement from Rutgers to Wisconsin and from Wisconsin to Nebraska, they don't beat Nebraska. So I guess for me, you look at this quarterback dynamic that is being debated here in the bye week. They're 6-0. Your quarterback has shown growth. He gives you the leadership quotient and the intangibles that you're looking for. He made plays in this game that helped you win. How do you feel about your starting quarterback? And how do you feel about your quarterback dynamic, Al, if you are the OC, if you were the guy pulling the strings as far as the quarterback position is concerned?
Well, he's become a little bit of a security blanket, okay? He's not turning the ball over, so he's given me as a coordinator more calls, okay? He has managed games, and I think this is a bad thing, but it's prevalent. People put quarterbacks down for being good game managers. It's a way of minimizing. Let me tell you something. There's something to game management. Huge. One zone reads, decision makings within the running game, checking one play from right to left, doing things that are making plays go that are a huge part of winning and losing the football game. Okay. So I don't know that you can completely depend on being a game manager, but he's not really doing that. Again, he threw 39 passes and managed the game pretty well and overcame a turnover in a hostile environment. You know, you can minimize and marginalize. Everybody does it. It's fun. That's why you got people that love the game so much. But at the end of the day, they're 6-0, and he is a security blanket for the coaches right now. The dice roll is to go to somebody else who is not a security blanket, but might have a greater skill set, hoping in the long run it'll turn out. But what's it going to cost you in the interim? A lot of growing pains. And maybe what is one interception or one turnover turns into 3 turnovers. That's the $64,000 question. What are you willing to risk to play a kid that you really feel may have better skill set? Is it winning a game? I don't think so. So at this point, I think it's business as usual. Let things happen naturally, because I think eventually they probably will.
The second half of the season is going to be tougher. Am I looking at this wrong when I say the way that they're doing this now is ideal? When you talk about growing your starting quarterback, he's making progress, not where he needs to be, but he's where he had to be to win that last game for sure. And the game before, he made a couple of key throws in there. You need him to make more key throws moving forward. Meanwhile, you keep building this package with JJ McCarthy, Al Borges, a guy who gives you a skill set right now that can, whether it's running the football or more a little bit later, he can be a weapon for you to complement Cade McNamara. And if you get to the point where either this progress that we've seen through the 6-0 start, let's say it goes stagnant, or let's say he starts to decline. Well, haven't you been building JJ up for that moment where, hey, well, now when I need you, you've played 6-7 games or however many, right? Is that not an ideal way to really grow this quarterback dynamic?
It's certainly one way to do it. And I know this, you can only carry a clipboard so long and learn things. Like a lot of people, well, in the NFL, he'll have a clipboard on, he'll be learning and watching the guys. And they do learn, because most quarterbacks are pretty studious. But there's certain things, Sam, that are game specific for quarterbacks. And they can only learn by being in the game. You can talk in meetings and show film, go out in the field and do walkthroughs, and even practice a play 1,000,000 times. But until they get into the game and experience the success and or failure of each play, they never really learn it. I call it body learning. I call it, Pokey Allen, who I worked for 9 years, he used to always refer to body learning. They got a body learning. You can't just tell them. And that's how you do it with quarterbacks. And Cade's still doing this because he still hasn't played a hell of a lot. Well, the more opportunities you can get JJ, and not just to get him experience, because winning is number one. It's got to be something that's productive for your football team, particularly when you're in the running now. We're in the running here now. I mean, we're 6-0 and we're in the top 10 and we're loving life. So we got to make sure that we pick and choose opportunities for him to be successful and grow in those opportunities. And like I said a week ago, they got to be opportunities that explore his skill set and are not necessarily the strengths of Cade McNamara.